¿Qué pasa to the pack? It is Pack here. Today's video, I'm talking about LeBron James getting a 98 overall in NBA 2K23, and this has officially made him the highest rated player in the entire NBA. This has been getting a lot of traction. It's been trending on social media. There are news outlets covering this specific topic, which we have never seen in 2K ratings histories. If you want to be honest right now, this is probably the most important topic in my YouTube career because there's never been a ratings topic as important as this one right now. LeBron James is almost a 99 overall, but the question is, does he deserve it? And believe it or not, it isn't as easy of a question as you would think. Let's cover it right now. If you like that kind of content when it comes to 2K ratings and all that kind of stuff, please join the pack and subscribe because I do it every single day. And let's get it, man. Does LeBron James deserve to be the highest rated player in the NBA? So, to clarify completely, there are a couple players right now that LeBron James is rated higher than. Let's look at them first. Those players are Nikola Jokic, the back-to-back MVP who absolutely might get his third in a row. Luka Doncic, putting out video game numbers this year, and you could argue is very much statistically like LeBron without the defense. You have Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is like the modern day Shaq and definitely universally agreed the best player in basketball if you combine the past 5 to 6 years. And Joel Embiid, who is having a historic season points per game wise with his efficiency and is one of the best defenders in basketball, who in my opinion right now is MVP of the NBA. According to 2K, they believe that LeBron James is better than all of those players. To completely clarify what 2K ratings are, 2K ratings are a combination of your attribute ratings. So if you look at LeBron James' attributes, you see he has like a 98 layup, an 80 standing dunk, a 95 driving dunk, and you can go on and on what LeBron is specifically good and bad at. They add up these numbers into a kind of little system and it gives him a 98 overall. So it is not who averaged the most points per game or who is, in your opinion, the best player at two things, right? Let's say you have a player that's really good at rebounding and scoring. Well, if they suck at everything else, they can't be a 99 overall. Even if they're putting up 50 points per game on 20 rebounds, if they suck on defense, they literally, statistically, in 2K cannot be a 99 overall, regardless of how good they are, right? There is one attribute rating called the intangible rating, and what this does is that it helps even out ratings. So if you think a player is doing better than what their rating shows, you can move it up and down. So for example, you can get LeBron's rating. Let's say you think LeBron, compared to his attributes, has not changed at all. Do you think rating wise he's too high? You can lower the intangibles and we can put him all the way down to a 94 probably. 93. We think LeBron James's floor of a rating is a 93, while his best rating possible is a 98 overall. Right now, 2K believes LeBron James is at his absolute ceiling of competitive play. So the question isn't necessarily, do you think LeBron James is better than Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and Embiid? It's more, do you think LeBron James can do more than Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and Embiid? That's the true question. Now, that one question brings up 20 other questions, so let me just try to go through this piece by piece. Let's break down LeBron James. LeBron James has a high rating right now for a very clear reason. Anthony Davis for the entire year has been injured, basically, and then Rui Hachimura was not even on the team, with Russell Westbrook struggling for most of the season. So essentially, and by the way, Thomas Bryant just started playing well. So all these players you see right here next to LeBron, they don't even exist. LeBron James has been alone with basically Dennis Schroeder, Lonnie Walker, who was injured for a while, Austin Reeves, who's injured, Pat Bev, Wendy Gabriel, Damian Jones. When you look at these players, you go, well, yeah, LeBron James is going to do great statistically. No one else on this team can score or even do anything. Of course, LeBron James is going to have a higher rating. Now, with this rating, LeBron James is his highest rating ever since NBA 2K19. Now, LeBron James has been a 99 overall before, but he hasn't been a 98 overall since NBA 2K19. There's a lot of reasons why I believe 2K decided to upgrade him right now of all times, especially the biggest reason is because he's about to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most points scored ever in the NBA history, right? So 2K wants to hype him up and get excited for, you know, probably the GOAT, at least of scoring, right? You consider who you want as the GOAT all you want. LeBron James right now deserves his flowers of being the highest scoring player ever when he's about to reach that goal. And 2K wants to honor him with giving him a 98 overall. I respect the honor by 2K. I understand it. And I do personally think if that's the reason they made him a 98 overall, I don't think that's that big of a deal. But I actually don't think 2K thinks he's a 98 overall just because he's about to pass Kareem. Remember what I just brought up about attributes. LeBron James can do everything. So why would he not be around in 99 overall? Let's think about basketball with its most important stats, okay? You think about under the basket scoring, LeBron James is good at it. You think about mid-ranges, LeBron James is good at it. Three-point shooting, although I do think it's not great, he can do it, and he's proven to do it well before. He's athletic, even though he's not athletic as he used to be. He can dunk, he can rebound. He's one of the greatest playmakers of all time. Shot creation, even blocks and steals, he can do it at least decently well. Everything that I've thought of so far in terms of what you do in basketball, I know that LeBron James can at least be solid at it, right? At least solid. There's no NBA player, I can name you other NBA players right here, not a single one of them can do everything solid besides LeBron James. Jokic is a great passer, a great inside scorer, a great three-point shooter, but he cannot play defense. And don't throw me some advanced stat that doesn't make sense. Jokic, I have seen him in the playoffs, cannot play defense. Luka Doncic is in the exact same boat. Great offensive player, cannot play defense well enough. Giannis Antetokounmpo does not have a three-point shooting shot creation game whatsoever. Therefore, he cannot be good at everything. And then Joel Embiid. Well, Joel Embiid's had a pretty damn good year. He can play good defense. His perimeter defense, I guess, isn't great, but it's good enough for a big, right? He blocks shots, he rebounds, he finishes under the basket, he can shoot threes, he creates his own shot. I'd argue, again, going back to who I think MVP is this season, the only player that I could argue should be up there with LeBron James in terms of attributes. Joel Embiid, I do argue, deserves to maybe be there, but his playmaking is not that great. He's known as a 4 assists per game, 3 assists per game kind of player. So you could even argue that Joel Embiid's playmaking isn't great, but in defense of Embiid, he doesn't necessarily need to pass. He's usually scoring no matter what, so he doesn't really need to pass, and he passes unless he absolutely feels like he needs to. I wouldn't say Joel Embiid's a bad playmaker. He's just not a focused playmaker. But fine, let's just say because Joel Embiid can't play make like LeBron James, that LeBron James is the only player in the NBA that can do everything good. Well, that brings up the next topic that I think is super important to mention. Is LeBron James still in his prime? LeBron James in his prime is a 99 overall. I think everybody and their mother can agree that is a fact. Some people consider the Miami Heat days when LeBron James was the 99 his prime. I'd argue that I do think, I like to call him steroid LeBron. Prime LeBron was probably in Miami, but Cavaliers LeBron was also probably in his prime at the time, and he was a completely different player too, which is so cool that he was two different players both in their prime. Do we think he's good as 2016 LeBron or 2014 LeBron? Do we think current Los Angeles Lakers LeBron is as good as these players, or at least one overall below these players? I'll say this, it's time to bring up stats, which I know no one likes to hear. Statistically, LeBron James in the last 10 games is averaging 33 points per game on 50% from the field. He's only shooting 31% from three, but he's averaging 9 rebounds, 8 assists on just 3 turnovers with 1 steal and almost a block a game. These are just off the last 10 games. These are some of the best numbers LeBron James has ever put up in his entire career. If you look at his prime seasons in Cleveland in 2006, he was averaging 31 points per game on 48% from the field, but he also has the Miami Heat days where he was averaging only 27 points per game, but on 57% from the field. Right? 57% on 21 points per game is actually terrifying. And then he also has the 2020 LA season when he won the NBA championship when he was averaging 10 assists. So he's had multiple years doing a lot of different good things in his prime. In the last 10 games, as I remind you, 33 points, which would be the most he's ever averaged, on 50% from the field, which is very good. Not his best, but still, on 8 assists and 9 rebounds. You can definitely make the case that LeBron James statistically is right there in his prime. But there are 3 things that I think LeBron James is currently not good at anymore. I think 1, he is not as efficient as he was in Miami. He was averaging around 56% from the field in Miami, while now he's averaging 50%. So efficiency-wise, it's not as good as anymore. Defensively, he is not as good as he was in his prime. I don't know if it's the effort. I don't know if he's just literally not as good anymore. I think it's mostly effort, but effort or not, it doesn't matter. If you're not playing good defense every single time you're on the court, you're not a good defender anymore. I think LeBron James is an okay defender, and he can play good defense when he wants, but there's times where he doesn't want to, and that's a bad thing. I also think the athleticism has officially slowed down. Yes, he's still athletic, and yes, he has moments of like, oh my gosh, he can still jump that high, but the effortless athleticism that he had is gone. You can definitely see that it takes him a little bit more, and he's slowed down ever so slightly from his prime. He's still athletic, but not in his prime. Those are 3 major issues that LeBron James has slowed down on officially. but there's also things that he's improved on. His playmaking is better than it's ever been. Also, his fadeaway game from the mid-range is better than it's ever been. These are two things that are a really, really big upgrade for him that you could argue the things that he's gotten worse at are covered by the things he's gotten better at. Do I think LeBron James, because of that, deserves a 99 to a 98 overall? No. And I say the biggest reason is the defense. The athleticism kind of doesn't matter if you're still good. And the efficiency, you can make the excuse of A, the team is really bad, so he's being double teamed and struggling. And B, he's shooting more threes, therefore the field goal percentage is naturally going to go down. Those are kind of whatever excuses, but the big one is the defense. You cannot argue against the defense. LeBron James is not in his defensive prime anymore, and that's a fact. It's not an opinion, that's just truth. That attribute alone is a big reason why you cannot give LeBron James a 98 overall above Giannis and Embiid, who are both legitimately great defenders. And offensively, even though LeBron James is fantastic, you could definitely argue that Jokic is absolutely better because of the playmaking is arguably better than LeBron already, and the scoring is way more efficient than LeBron James. It's as simple as that. Again, LeBron's a better defender than Jokic, so maybe you could argue that. But over Giannis and Embiid, I think is straight up incorrect. You cannot put LeBron James over those two players because of the defense alone. That is my honest, personal opinion. And the biggest reason, and this has always been the case, you cannot get high ratings without your team winning. Your winning matters. LeBron James is a 96 overall for the biggest reason is because the team is struggling to even make it into the play-in game. And if LeBron James can't get the Lakers, I know that there's injuries. If LeBron James can't get the Lakers to the play-in tournament, you can't give him the highest rating in the NBA. That has never happened before. The best player in the NBA has never been on a team that's not a playoff team in the history of 2K. So that's the biggest reason. That is the biggest reason. Winning matters. You have to have a high rating when you're winning, and when you start losing, I don't care how good you are individually, your rating's gonna go down. Look at SGA. SGA is probably putting up some of the best numbers in the NBA. In terms of just talent, SGA is around a 95 to a 96 overall because of the numbers he puts up. But look at the team he's on and look at the regular season record, and he's a 93 overall. That's how this works. I don't care how good you are individually. If your team's not succeeding, you're not playing good enough basketball. That's just how 2K ratings work. That's a personal opinion. LeBron James is still great, and I think he should be one of the highest rated players in basketball. I think a 96 overall is perfect for LeBron James. But to put him at a 98 overall feels disingenuous. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. If you like this channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time.